Jidion wants to go down as an icon on YouTube, to leave his mark on the platform and become one of the greats.
I have this thing where I want to be a legend.
But the deck is stacked against him. It's a long and arduous journey, reserved for only the best creators. From his interview with Complex Magazine, I'm just trying to end up with GOAT status, so I just gotta leave my mark.
I want to start trends and have other people follow it.
It's hard to clearly define a legend, but a good benchmark is gaining the attention of mainstream media, having what you do transcend the YouTube zeitgeist. There are two hurdles that Jidion must overcome if he wants to be a legend. Number 1, the stigma surrounding the prank video genre.
You just got pranked.
Number 2, all his controversies.
Make article pieces about me saying how I'm a serial harasser.
Those are the roadblocks in the way. He'll need to distance himself from those two things if he wants to achieve his goals. But the problem is, pranks and controversies are an integral part of his identity and online brand. In this video, we'll explore the rise of Jidion. Can a controversial prankster become a legend on YouTube? He started YouTube in 2018, but didn't have his breakout year until 2021, when he exploded in popularity, grew from 300,000 subs to 3 million in a year, a 10x jump in his fan base, by feeding his viewers a healthy dose of funny jokes, pranks, and online beef, with massive viral hits like getting a haircut at the NBA game, taking a bath during online college classes, bowling with a coconut. I know what you're thinking, why would Jidion want to distance himself from pranks? It's what made him famous.
It's not just all shits and giggles. It's not all, ha ha ha, you just got pranked.
Hold on, let me explain. We first must go back 2011 to 2016, the golden era, to examine the negative stigma around pranks. While this type of content has been around since the beginning of YouTube, but when you think of the pranksters that define the genre, names like Vitaly, Prank vs Prank, FuzzyTube, Joey Salads, Roman Atwood, at some point you've seen their content. They've created some of the most viral videos, but they also brought about the downfall of pranks. We need to look at the history in order to understand why Jidion needs to create some distance between his content and the genre that made him famous. When prank channels gained popularity on YouTube, they had a homemade feel, with straightforward video concepts and jokes, nothing too complicated. Back then, there wasn't a reason to examine these videos through a critical lens.
In the beginning of YouTube pranking, it was just taken as fact by every prankster's audience that the pranks were 100% real.
During this time, people knew you could make money from YouTube, but they didn't realize how much. And keep in mind, this was before the infamous
YouTube apocalypse.
So everything was getting monetized. Like, I mean everything. Child endangerment,
Monetized.
reckless driving,
Monetized.
blowing shit up,
Monetized.
There was a lot of clout to be had and a lot of money to be made. A bubble was forming. Audiences had an insatiable appetite for this type of content. Everyone was getting pranked. Friends, family, strangers, children, pets, nothing was off the table. These channels were blowing up, getting billions of views. That's right, with a capital B. People kept coming up with new and fresh ideas, things they haven't seen before. The concepts were getting crazier and wilder. The competing channels were one-upping each other constantly. With every video, the line in the sand was being pushed. New boundaries were being drawn. But then, the bubble bursts. It all comes crashing down. Greed always ruins a good thing. These channels were blinded by the quick money, chase views at all costs. What originally started as genuine and authentic turned into fake pranks, kissing pranks,
Fake.
gold digger pranks,
Fake.
social experiments.
Fake.
And when they eventually got busted, it broke the trust of their audience. No one could watch these videos anymore.
Obviously, it's fake.
This era forever changed the genre. Nowadays, audiences always question the authenticity before they even laugh. Their spider senses start tingling.
Just stare at my butt?
Those people paid actors? That doesn't seem like a real reaction. Who would talk like that? Nah, that doesn't seem real.
It's a genre with a bad reputation, and this is what Jidion needs to overcome if he wants to become a legend on YouTube. Jidion knows it's an uphill battle. He makes it known that his videos are real, no faking it.
You never FuzzyTubed the prank?
No.
Never.
It's top priority that he has the trust of his community. His format lets him show genuine and authentic interactions with people that oftentimes don't have anything to do with the jokes or any of the comedy sketches. His videos are half pranks, half vlogs, where it flows seamlessly between the two styles. It feels like you're spending the day with a friend, just hanging out, cracking jokes, being a bit of a public menace.
Friendly neighborhood menaces.
The vlog portions are important because it shows the viewers the preparation that goes into his content. This removes the apprehension of fake pranks, whether he's getting supplies, meeting up with accomplices, or explaining his plans. Showing the audience the setup before the pranks creates this dramatic irony effect, where you, the viewer, have more information than the people in the video, like you know something that they don't. The storytelling method is used in writing and films. It works especially well in comedy. It helps in creating suspense and building up to the punchline or joke. Like in this video, the dramatic irony here is that you know he's at the NBA game to pull a prank.
My girl just broke up with me.
You are in on the secret. The suspense and anticipation build up as he enters enters the arena.
I just matched with a baddie on Tinder. My hairline's clapped.
And he's casually goofing around with the players and fans, giving them subtle hints to what he's about to do. The tension builds up.
I'm getting distracted here because there's a guy getting his hair cut in the front row right now.
Vlogging the entire process from the preparation to the interaction with the fans to the execution of the prank makes his video feel genuine. This helps him build trust with his fans. Jidion dislikes fraudsters and imposters so much that he coined the term phase rugging.
Phase rugging basically means when you like fake stuff.
It's crystal clear. No artificial counterfeits or ripoffs are allowed. That's how he runs his channel. He's aware of the public perception of the prank genre because of what happened during the golden era. If he wants to become a YouTube legend,
on the Mount Rushmore of YouTube creators,
he has to hold himself to a high standard. The best example of this is MrBeast. His videos take months of planning and production.
Sometimes we work on videos for 6 to 8 months.
And cost millions of dollars to build out banks, chocolate factories, or even an entire island.
Our average video is around $1.2 million.
He could take the easy way out, fake the challenges, script the outcomes, pay actors for reactions, but that would ruin his credibility. What separates MrBeast from the hundreds of other copycats is not the money he gives away or how much he spends per video, it's his authenticity, how he keeps it real. Jidion and MrBeast are both students of YouTube and have studied what happens to channels who faked it.
Top phase rugging.
Even if it's just one time, one challenge, one prank, once you go down that path, you lose all credibility and your viewers' trust. They will never come back. Jidion runs his channel with a zero fakes policy.
Saying I'm not phase rugging it.
There is a limit, an inherent ceiling of what you can do in the prank genre. In today's landscape of hypersensitivity where people are so easily offended,
always ongoing cancel culture,
pranks essentially push the limits of what is socially acceptable. Once you reach a certain size, when you start approaching that legend status, everyone puts you under a microscope, people monitoring you closely and watching your every move. This in turn places a limit on what you can do and also severely restricts your creativity. Jidion is aware of this, and that's why he's been branching out, trying different types of content.
Even if people don't like you, they have to talk about you. And it's even harder with prank channels. So I'm trying to transition myself into like where it's like, not always I gotta do a prank.
He's been slowly incorporating some documentary style interview pieces, mixing it together with his own personal brand of comedy, showing that he's capable of doing more than just pranks.
I want to show my versatility.
A great example is NELK. They started off as pranksters and have been around since the golden era, while their fellow peers have faded into irrelevance because they weren't able to adapt. NELK has pivoted into lifestyle content, but they've kept the same sense of humor. They're more popular than ever while still pulling pranks on their channel. It's not the only thing they do. It's no longer a limit on their creativity. If Jidion wants to become an icon on the platform,
I want to go out on top.
Does his content need to be clean? If you think about the top tier YouTubers, MrBeast, Dude Perfect, Markiplier, just to name a few, all of them make family friendly content and avoid any negativity.
But not family friendly.
On the other hand, if you look at Jidion, he's surrounded by controversies. Every few months he finds himself in some sort of beef. Retail workers, IHOP, streamers,
They're gonna kick you out.
Houston Rockets, and Twitch.
We're not going to be able to get unbanned from Twitch.
No person or company is safe from his shenanigans. He's aware that advertisers try to steer clear of any negativity.
I said I hate beef.
And Jidion himself claims that he tries to avoid drama, but let me know in the comments if you think that's true. The most difficult challenge for prank channels is walking that fine line. On one side, where you appease the YouTube guidelines and advertisers, and on the other side, you have what the fans want, to push the limits of your jokes, to see how much controversial stuff you can get away with. No prank channel has figured this out. They've all faced heavy demonetization and channel strikes from YouTube. Lucky for Jidion, maneuvering around controversies is where he shines. It's what separates him from the other pranksters. Jidion's not out here to hurt anyone's feelings. He's just trying to have a good time. Sometimes the two get mixed up and people's feelings get hurt at the expense of having some fun. In one of his most high-profile beefs, the
Pokimane situation,
where she was harassed courtesy of a hate raid from Jidion's community.
I sent one of the most unrelenting, most vicious, most atrocious hate raids to one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, Pokimane.
It was quite the messy situation. The news went viral. It was all over the Twitter sphere and covered by the drama and commentary channels. It got to the point where the community of both creators even started attacking each other on Twitter. In the end, Jidion apologized, but lots of his fans wanted him to continue the beef. Here's the thing, while other creators would have stood their ground since their fans supported their behavior and avoid taking the blame. Apologies are actually quite rare when it comes down to petty social media stuff. They're only issued when something really bad happens, acts of racism, physical violence, or other criminal activities. As human beings, admitting you've made a mistake or you are wrong is one of the most difficult things because it goes against our psychology. The struggle over right and wrong can almost feel like life or death. The ego, sense of self, that makes us inclined to defend our mental positions. Now imagine, admitting you're wrong on a global scale. It's multiple times harder. So when Jidion apologized in front of millions of people, it was a tough pill to swallow. Along with being the professional raw dogger, Jidion's fans also call him the professional beef squasher.
Everybody calls me the professional beef squasher because it's just like I get into a beef and then we're good.
He knows how to fully capitalize on these situations. While there are plenty of creators who find themselves in controversies to get on news headlines and grab attention, this isn't anything special. It's a common strategy used to blow up fast on social media. But what is special is how Jidion is able to maneuver and finesse his way into a collab after having beef with someone.
You guys know, I'm like Chick-fil-A. I hate beef. I saw the mistakes I made and went out of my way to go through my redemption arc, which led to me reconciling with Poki and even being friends with her. And we ate a chicken sandwich.
This is what separates an amateur and a professional beef squasher. Not only does he boost his popularity through controversy, he earns the respect of the people that were previously haters through a heartfelt apology and collab, allowing him to mitigate all negativity and walk away with a win-win situation.
Me doing a mukbang with Pokimane, went crazy.
Here is why I think Jidion is a genius. He is the mastermind behind all his conflicts. As we just mentioned, Jidion's fans call him the professional beef squasher. But if you think about it, in order to squash beef, there needs to be beef.
And do you ever feel like people pick up on it, that you're not only the dude that's putting the fires out, but you'll like put one out, start a new one?
Therefore, isn't he also the professional beef starter, a pro at manufacturing and handling his meat?
Hey, yo!
Let's examine how he produced and grilled up beef for TommyInnit. He goes to TwitchCon with the intention of being a public menace, since he's already banned from Twitch. It's nothing we haven't seen before. In fact, it's actually quite tame coming from Jidion. Here's the thing, he's at TwitchCon looking to create a banger video. The foundation of a good story is already laid out. Banned streamer sneaks into TwitchCon.
Let's go! Bring the thing on!
All he needs is a little bit of extra sauce for this video to go viral. He's out there trolling people to bait out a reaction, fishing for a response.
He's filming people's videos. It's really uncomfortable.
And he gets what he's looking for when Tommy's fans accuse him of harassment and bullying. They called up security to get him kicked out of the event, and then they reported him to multiple news outlets with the narrative that Jidion is harassing people at the event. It was not looking good for him.
We are so pissed off at you.
But then a few weeks go by and Jidion drops his video. It instantly becomes one of his most popular uploads, with all the drama surrounding what happened between Jidion and Tommy created hype around the release, reaching new audience that previously didn't watch his content. This had 3 factors to attract new viewers. Number 1, the drama around the Twitch ban.
Twitch, bring your boy back!
Number 2, the beef with Tommy. And number 3, sneak-in type of content is a viral format. If viewers discovered him through this drama, it provided an entry point into his content and an opportunity to become fans. Jidion's footage proved that he didn't do anything wrong at TwitchCon. He was just overly energetic. He acted like the typical superfan, just excited to be there. What actually happened was Tommy's fans being rude, and it seemed like they were the ones who were harassing Jidion.
And everybody was nice for the most part, except for these girls in the line. They were like mad because I was fanboying over TommyInnit.
Let's put on our tinfoil hats for a moment. I think Jidion is a mastermind. He knows how to navigate his way around disagreements and conflicts. If you think about it, Jidion is the one who started all the beefs. FaZe-Rug, Tyrone, Pokimane, Tommy.
Because every person he beefs with, 5 minutes later he's good with them.
I know that Jidion claims that he doesn't want beef or controversies.
I hate beef.
Let me know if you think Jidion is manufacturing these controversies, because he definitely ends up on top after each one. It's too early in his career to judge if he's gonna become a legend, but I think he's definitely heading in the right direction. He's one of those rare genuine people on the platform. Regardless if he becomes one of the GOATs of YouTube, he's gonna be doing big things. If you've enjoyed this creator analysis, please subscribe and check out my other breakdowns. Thank you so much for watching.